Hello YouTube, this is Problem Productions main director Nightwolf, and I'm doing my own book reading because of two things. One, the Mike and Johnson series isn't getting enough views for me to even care to make another video, so if that gets more views then part 2 will come up. Second, I'm also working on Epic Rap Battles of Ponies, which is coming along okay. I don't have any girl cast members. Actually, I have no cast members. So, it's just me trying to do a girl's voice. Which I'm probably going to have to do again, because for this book reading, I'm going to be reading My Little Dashie. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing any more book readings, but if y'all suggest anything, I might read it, might not. Let's see how this first one goes. Alright. My Little Dashie. Written by Rob Cakerun 53. Edited by Sir Peppermint Jam. Both very badass names. I wish I came up with them. Alright. I live my life one day at a time. A good portion of those days are uneventful, always following in the same routine. I wake up, walk to work, walk home, then bum around until it's time to go to bed. Sometimes I'll hang with a few friends, while other times I'll just play video games or watch My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Ever so often, something new and exciting happens. I meet an old friend, I find $1 on the ground, or I get chased by a stray dog. Living in a dying city isn't very fun or interesting. This city was once full of life and color, but now most of the houses are just sagging. The businesses sit empty and abandoned, and several open fields lay barren of the once great factories that helped drive the economy. I had never seen this city during those times in person, but I have seen pictures. My mother and father lived happily, and they could only wish the same for me growing up. Sadly, I cannot say I have achieved that wish of theirs. I have fallen into the same dull routine. Walk, work, sleep, repeat. Sounds like someone. I do have some moments of bliss, but the daily struggles I go through outweigh the small amounts of joy I have. My Little Pony has helped, but it's still just another thing to get my hopes up on. Every time I see the show or one of the ponies on a fan site, I recoil a bit at the bright colors, the joyful faces of the ponies, and the peaceful serenity of their world. It's so hard to look at that beautiful world. Having it so close to my grasp, I reach out to touch its warm colors and bright, smiling faces of the ponies, only to be stopped by my computer screen. I snap back into reality. It's getting to the point where I will simply shut down my computer and walk away. I do that a lot, especially after my parents' death. I go for a walk when I feel sad. I walk. When I feel tired, I walk. When I feel like walking, I walk. Walking has become my second life in a sense. I spend at least half my day outside along the crumbling sidewalks and decaying suburbs. I've seen people come and go. I've seen buildings torn down, burned up, or have so much graffiti on the walls the original color is unrecognizable. Excuse me. It's very rare. It's very rarely pass. It's very rare passing any other people on my strolls. Most people don't like to look at their once beautiful city, their homes, or former businesses. I don't blame them. In fact, I envy them. They saw this place with their own two eyes, seeing the buildings still standing tall and proud, the lawns freshly cut, the paved roads, and the sidewalks still intact. The only thing I've ever seen that even comes close is my mother's paintings, each of them colorful scenes of this concrete world. She started painting once everything crumbled beneath her feet, making the sad scenery before her look beautiful. Her masterpiece is of an open field that yielded to a parking garage. Over it, she drew an amazing rainbow, my favorite picture. I guess that is part of why I like Rainbow Dash the most out of all the other ponies. Her colors, the amazing sonic rainbow, all remind me of that picture. There have been times I wish I had my own Rainbow Dash, or more realistically, a plushie of her to curl up in bed with. Aww. I made an old Simba into a temporary replacement until I am able to save enough money for one. It helps in a way. Like holding it close will heal my wounds, my pain, and my sorrow. My feet, under the countless hours of walking in my old shoes, pulsate under the sheets, and all the while I'll hold that stuffed animal harder than a mother protecting her children. It's the only thing I can look at and feel true joy, even if it's not physically the Rainbow Dash I want. It'll have to do. Aww. Today, as usual, I walked to work. It was the same shit, just a different day. Exactly. Watching the same people enter a store, grab their merchandise, and pay, then walk out with their bags in tow. My shift ended after several hours of this. I clocked out and started walking home. I decided to use a different route this time for a change in pace, a little something different from the usual path I walked. This part of town was hit the worst. Only a few houses still stand, and none of them occupied. It truly is a sad sight to see. Then again, it's really the only sight I see. The only sight I'll ever see. Or so I thought. Then fate happens. Today, as usual, I walked to work. Lost my place. I was stopped by something unusual. A stray cardboard box in the middle of the sidewalk. Now living in this kind of area, I see trash all the time. Boxes, McDonald's cups, and plastic bags litter the streets and empty fields. But rarely I will see a cardboard box that isn't crushed in any way or another. I noticed this particular box because it happened to be in my way. During my younger years, I tried to do what I could for my community. I'd pick up trash when I saw it, and I'd attempt to help my neighbors. It was a losing battle. Nowadays, I give up any hope of cleaning this city, much less my neighborhood. Now I'll just pass the trash by, letting it blow away in the breeze or sit there and decompose. I let what's left of the people do their own thing. Since most of them don't care about anyone other than themselves, why should I be any different? I walked past the box, barely giving it a glance. Nothing about it caught my attention right away. I continued on my home, not far away now. Upon arriving, I sit down and play some video games, attempting to push the box out of my mind. But I had little luck, as the box somehow managed to push its way back in. Time crept on by, and I soon found myself wanting to go for another walk. I left the house and started down my usual route. Then I stopped. What was it about that box that made it stick out in my mind? I turned around, starting down the path I'd taken to get home.